Y'all don't know nothing about no Luther. Hey, I want to hop on here real quick before I go take baby boy for a little quick potty break. Let me see if I can. I don't want to hold nothing. What in the? This is what I want to hop on here and just talk to you about. Hey, to get your perspective, I guess. And you can leave your comment, leave it in the chat after the live. If you got something truthfully insightful to share about this, what I'm about to bring up, leave it after the live. Because typically when I'm in the live, I don't read nothing because it's too disruptive in my flow. Because something be coming down through me that I don't want to get disrupted by no foolery. So if it's something that you really can add that's insightful to what I'm about to share, leave it in the chat after the live, please. Because I'm trying to understand if you go through this is true. First thing I want to know is, what's your thoughts on this terminology, this notion of collective consciousness? What y'all think about that? And I know spiritual people for sure, even people new on their journey might have heard that term, collective consciousness. Collective consciousness. I thought that was kind of like not too far in the distant past. I kind of thought that was just some kind of woo talk, a little bit, just a little bit. I didn't quite get it. I'm like, what do you mean collective consciousness? What? But as time went on over the last, I don't know, maybe over the last year and some change, I've been getting confirmations that is actually true. That ain't no pseudo nothing. That's real. Hold on, let me tell you what happened today. And then I'm gonna take baby boy out because he's getting ants in his pants. Baby girl in here too, so you might see both pets. Anyway, what happened was I came across Deepak. Y'all know who Deepak Chopra is? Deepak Chopra. No, she can come on the bed if she want to visit. Leave her alone. Come, I'm gonna have to hold you because you be acting up. You keep trying to show out. Okay. Hey. So do y'all know who? Hey y'all. So do y'all know who Deepak Chopra is? Hopefully some of y'all do. And the reason I'm bringing him up is because I've been kind of weary on the fence about understanding what does collective consciousness mean. What did this really mean? And today was the biggest confirmation in the world. Baby, you're gonna suck, uncle. Baby, yours okay. What happened was Deepak Chopra on LinkedIn, I came across a post that he made, a video and just some commentary that he made about an experience he had today when he was meditating. And it's so bizarre because it's something I've been dealing with too that I ain't shared with no damn body over the last couple of weeks or so. And it's odd, it's small, it's nothing harmful, nothing like that. But it's weird that he mentioned this thing. And this is what made me want to come talk to y'all and see what y'all thoughts are on that whole terminology, that notion of collective consciousness. What he shared is that during his meditation today, how did he put it? During his meditation today, for whatever reason, out of nowhere, he had this overwhelming feeling of nausea. Like just literally, like just overwhelming, just came out of nowhere. This huge wave of nausea, even it was so severe to the point where he had to stop his meditation. I didn't go into opening it all the way up. I just kind of was actually just reading the closed caption on the video itself, and then I read the title of it, and I just thought, oh my God, he brought this up, and I guess the question he was trying to have us ponder on is whether it was so severe that he had to stop his meditation and let it take deep breaths, I think he explained, and then let it reside, and then he carried on with his meditation, his stillness practice, or whatever it is that he do. You know, he a spiritual guru out here, at least in these streets, is according to, like, from my perspective, my perception. So anyway, he shared that. And so the question he posed to us, I guess, was like, do y'all think, or do we think he should have stopped meditating to compose himself and to let that nausea feeling subside and then carry on? Was that the right maneuver, or should he have continued through his meditation in spite of how he felt? And just what's our perspective on it, blah, blah, blah. So, and then it said something like, well, click to see what his response was, his thought process was when he kind of just processed it all, I guess, or whatever. But so the crazy part about it was this collective consciousness thing. The reason I bring this up, because over the last couple of weeks, I've been having these weird bouts of nausea too, where I cannot pinpoint the root of it, but it just can't, it comes on sporadic. It ain't like I'm brushing my teeth and hitting the gag reflex, nothing like that. I could just be sitting and it'll just come like, ooh. And in fact, not quite 2 weeks ago, somewhere within the last 2 weeks, I actually threw up. It just spontaneous, like the nausea just was so overwhelming. I think I was making a pot of coffee at the time. I hadn't eaten anything, where I had to just turn to the sink and it just came up. And I'm like, what in the hell bringing this on? And believe me, ain't no baby in this oven, because I don't even be mucking around. I don't play. I ain't playing them games until I find my high level soulmate. I'm kidding, but no, I don't be dibbling dabbling. So I know it wasn't that. I know I didn't eat nothing weird. So it was just bizarre. But when he brought this up, I thought, what? Why? And then not only him, it was one or two other people that I came across. I think one was on YouTube and somewhere else that had mentioned this same weird thing, this phenomenon, this nausea that's coming out of nowhere. And I thought, well, I know it is getting to that flu season. Maybe that's something like that. But I mean, I'm not sick, so I don't know how to explain that. But then what it brought to mind was that terminology, collective consciousness. And what could that potentially mean? Why is it these bouts of nausea creeping up on people, at least the few people I've come across in the last 2 weeks, to validate something that I was going through personally that I didn't share with anybody? Like, what the hell is this about? And the first thing I thought was, and not even with the nausea. Secondly, I had a couple weird experiences where either a video that I had uploaded either before or after, and the next thing you know, I come across some content creator or read something or hear somebody talking about the same specific thing in their own unique way of something that I had no idea that they had created content about, or I had no idea that a book or it was a podcast about this topic, but it's somehow in sync with something that I was just thinking about, or that I had either created myself, or either just something I was pondering on in my own privacy in my mind that I didn't speak of to anybody. And so I'm like, I was just thinking, like, how is that possible that I'm coming across somebody who talking about this very thing? Like, what is this about? And so that's what it brought up for me. Like, damn, collective consciousness. Is this a real phenomenon? This got to be real, because what are the odds of that? And what is this all about? But now, so then as I just started to try to break it down, I thought, damn, well, these bouts of nausea that at least he's experienced, that I've experienced, and a couple other people. I mean, I haven't been on no going down no rabbit hole to figure out who on YouTube. I haven't typed it in to see, like, is anybody else dealing with nausea? No, I haven't been doing nothing like that. It ain't been no experiment. But I just said that's odd. But the first thing I thought of was this. Them weird bouts of nausea, especially if you're somebody on a spiritual path, specifically, I think, either on your spiritual path and been on it for a little while, and you might be considered somewhat of a empathic person, or these people that's called, what they call them, HSP, highly sensitive people, highly intuitive people, highly sensitive people, empathic, Hayoka empath, them kind of terms. What is that? INFJ, these people. I think in some weird way that collective consciousness thing is true, in the sense that the more highly sensitive people are picking up on something going on with throat chakras. It's at least from my perspective, it's got something to do with throat chakra area, wounded throat chakra, healing that's needed in the throat chakra, and how it impacts a lot of the collective in terms of impeding their ability to show up in their true authenticity and speak their truth. That's the download I got from it. Now, I don't know 100% if that's true or not, but from my perspective, that's what makes the most sense, at least right now. Because I thought, what's the odds of that weird nausea coming on like that? And a couple other people that I came across that was kind of talking about that as well. They were not sick. I didn't tell them about my experience. And these are also people who from time to time share their awakened experience and stuff. So these are people who are not unconscious, they're conscious, they're awake. They have some type of spiritual awakening. I don't know what level they are on their evolution journey. It wasn't even about that, but it was just bizarre. And I'm like, damn, so that collective consciousness thing might be a real thing. It's not just some phenomenon thing. No, on a consciousness level, we piped into one divine ultimate source in some kind of weird way. And I think what also impacts that, depending on what you can pick up on, if you are like an INFJ, a super empathic person, an HSP, highly sensitive person, considered a Hayoka empath or something like that, what you be tuning into or feeling from the collective, if you can't trace the root back for something for yourself personally that you know can explain it, it's got something to do with that consciousness scale, that frequency scale thing. You be picking up, sometimes you can pick up on lower vibrational things, but I mean, nausea, from my perspective, nausea is not lower vibrational or higher vibrational. It's just something that goes on. But I think sometimes when you are a highly sensitive person, you pick up on weird shit like that. Just like them few times I think I shared with y'all how out of nowhere, it was like something took my breath away and my chest got heavy. And then I came on here and shared, this overwhelming feeling that I had about how somewhere in the collective there's a heavy level of guilt and shame out there, because it had came over me and I didn't have no reason to feel like that. I couldn't trace back the root. So that collective consciousness thing is real. Hold on. There you go, baby girl. My bad. Yeah, that thing is real. I think it's some truth to that. That ain't no woo-woo talk. That ain't no woo-woo nothing. Some kind of way we piped into some energy grid, some kind of that. I mean, in a way that take you back to the whole matrix talk. Matrix in a whole, I think it's talking about just consciousness level and perceptions and perspectives. That's what it's talking about from an energetic perspective. And some kind of way, I don't know. I think people on their spiritual journey who've been on it for a while, or something like that, or if you a INFJ, empathic person, HSP, highly sensitive person, considered a Hyoka empath, in some kind of way you can pick up on that shit. You pick up on what's going on in the collective at random moments, and sometimes, and that's what I think in some ways that's why that isolation phases are necessary. Not to punish you, but in some ways it's because you have to be clear on what's your energy and what's not yours, because it comes in. And before my spiritual awakening and before these things started to happen, and old perspectives and perceptions and shit started to fall away, and that whole the cycles of just trying to understand, overstand, forgiveness, all this shit, before all that stuff started to happen, I was not that sensitive to energy. I wasn't that sensitive like that. So I don't think that's fake. I think there's something real to that. I think there's some truth to that. And it just was something I wanted to share with y'all. Just, if nothing else, because it just blew my damn mind. I'm like, now, because we're talking about Deepak Chopra, come on. Like, what's the odds of that? I don't talk that. I don't talk to no Deepak. Are you kidding me? And how is he talking about this weird experience? But anyway, I think collective consciousness, that's a real thing. And I think, depending on where you at, frequency-wise, vibrationally-wise, sometimes you experience similar things as people that you on the same wavelength as. Similar experiences. Sometimes you might experience a similar wave of a symptom out of nowhere that you can't necessarily pinpoint the root, or something on your mind, or something that you have been thinking about that you might have been pondering on. Sometimes, oddly, you'll come across the answer to it, because whatever you might be looking at outside of you, some kind of way you're an energetic match to it. And so they always say, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. And I guess I think in a nutshell, that's why they say, well, you seek and you shall find. Because everything is energy and everybody's on different wavelengths. And depending on where you at and what you're thinking about, your intentions and what you are seeking, trying to understand, or whatever the hell it is, some kind of way it'll attract to you in some weird ass way. And damn, like the universe, God, that's some sophistication. I don't even know how to explain it. But anyway, I just had to share that with y'all because that blew my mind. And the second thing today, this just happened today. A person with a YouTube channel about 24 hours ago created a video that I just saw within the last couple of hours of the very thing that I had made a video and uploaded as a live probably about 8 hours ago. And it just didn't make much sense to me, because I'm like, damn it, this person's talking about almost the identical thing that I'm bringing up. And I did not see this person's video or content until just a couple of hours ago. But how is it so in sync like that? How are we talking about the same thing? What is that? And it ain't, there's no way he could have stole from me, because I hadn't even uploaded my content until, 8 hours ago or 7 hours ago. This person uploaded their content that I had came across within the last few hours, a whole 24 hours ago. But it's literally, it's too in sync. Coincidence, my foot. It's too in sync with the same thing I just uploaded way beyond him. And I hadn't seen this stuff. So that's why I'm like, that frequency thing is true. That wavelength thing is true. Depending on what your wavelength is and where you are on your consciousness or your evolution journey, there's multiple people on that same wavelength. And even if you are miles and miles apart, you be pulling from some of the same thing in some weird ass way. In some kind of way, you pulling from the same energy grid and receiving similar downloads. And I guess essentially it's about, well, what are you going to do with it? What are you going to do with it? And I guess, and it brings me back to this joke where they was like, Michael Jackson would wake up in the middle of the night and he'd be like scurrying around, give me a pen and paper. Let me write this song down. Because if I don't write this song down, if I don't write this song out, Prince will get it. Prince will get it. And I mean, although they were both entertainers, Michael Jackson and Prince were not roommates. He knew something that a lot of people didn't know, that collective consciousness thing, evidently, but he probably didn't call it that. But he knew something. He was like, if I don't write this song down, Prince is going to get it. And so some kind of way, we are interconnected in a way on a consciousness level. The energy grid that we pulling from the ethers or wherever this is, that's got to be real on some level, because how is that possible? And this other man from Silicon Valley, Vishen, I don't know his last name, but Vishen, he talked about this. He had a speaker on his program that talked about this. I watched this a couple years back, where some kind of way somebody went to like these villages, these tribal villages, and they had these people who be on opposite ends of not a rainforest, but kind of like that. And they was like damn near throwing a dream during sleep time. They was throwing their dreams out to each other from these two different these tribes, like these different tribes, similar culture, but different tribes that was in like far away distance, but close enough some kind of way. And then they would come back together and would be knowing what the other tribe was dreaming about and shit. And I'm like, how could they do that? What is that? And so this must have something to do with this collective consciousness thing. Got to. That ain't no woo-woo nothing. It's something to that, y'all. And it just fascinates me. So I just wanted to share it with y'all because it fascinates me. I know y'all can tell that. That's my daddy used to say that. Well, he said when something is something that you're curious about or you really enjoy, he called that your hot button. He said, so I'm just sharing with y'all my hot button, because that's my hot button. I'm curious about it. I love understanding and learning about it. And sometimes going down the rabbit holes, try to understand this thing. I think it's cool. It just fascinates me. That's definitely my hot button. So I had to share it with y'all. Because that excites me. It's fun to think about. When you think about it, like, how in the hell? Are you kidding me? And that's why, although we've been bred to think otherwise, that's why in some way, shape, or form, although I 100% believe in God, and that's the ultimate, sometimes like them Teresas, the Long Island medium, and them kind of people, that's what make me think that there is something going on with it. That ain't no demonic, dark, deep, nothing. No, they something is being piped into, but not, it's a good and bad with everything you do. You cannot be somebody that's psychic and be evil. So you can't just say that Teresa, the Long Island medium, is dealing with darkness when your ass don't even do what she do and your ass evil as hell. So it ain't even about that. Collective consciousness in general is something that we are all piped into in some way, shape, or form. And that gives an explanation for those weird phenomena like that. That's what I think. In fact, I watched a little thing on YouTube a few years back called The Third Eye Spy. I think that's what it's called. You need to watch that. The Third Eye Spy. And it has something to do with, like, I don't know if this was military or what was going on, but it has the topic that was coming up and what they was showing even in real time was something in the past where they can do something that's called remote viewing. And it's some kind of weird ass psychic way that CIA people can spy on other countries and shit. They can see what people at in a geographical location and where these bunkers are, or these caves, or these bombs are in the ground way on the other side of the world. It's some shit called remote viewing. Look that up. Because I think that might even open your eyes up to something for you to know, like, hey, collective consciousness, that ain't no joke. That's real. That's real. It's something going on with energy. And it's something being siphoned or something. It's bizarre. But anyway, it just fascinates me. And I wanted to share that with y'all because that blew my damn mind. I don't know how me and Deepak Chopra are both nauseous, and we don't know why we nauseous. All I can think of, it's got something to do at the core of it. It might have something to do with collectively. Collectively, a lot of people are ashamed dealing with shame and have a hard time accepting who they are. So it impedes your ability to use your throat chakra, speak your truth. It's shit. Like I was hearing that. Remember about 3 weeks ago, I was hearing that. Like I started hearing it. It's something in your voice. It's something in your voice. It's something you're supposed to be saying. It's in your voice. And more than likely, that's a truth. It's a lot of truth that people are supposed to be speaking, not the truth that's a renegade kind of truth. No, a truth meaning a self-acceptance. I love myself as I am, who I am. I know who I am. I know whose I am. I'm here. I got a purpose. Let me figure out what that is. And let me try to be a light force on this planet and do what I can to walk in that energy and that vibration and be in my truth and authenticity and speak it. Even if your voice, what they say, speak your truth, even if your voice shake, that kind of thing. That nausea, at least from my perspective, that was coming on. It's got something to do with that because a lot of people have a hard time living in their truth. They have a hard time being honest. They have a hard time saying no when they want to. And I think that must be in some way, shape, or form. That's a humanity. That's a collective wound. And I guess the way it's manifesting, at least for people who are out here on their journey in one way, shape, or form, as far as spiritually, in healing and releasing a lot of baggage, trauma, where you become lighter in your frequency. So then some kind of way you become more of a sponge. You pick up on weirdo stuff like that. Not really weirdo, but you pick up on stuff that don't have nothing to do with you. That's the only thing I can think of that can explain that. And it sounds odd. It sounds psychic and all of this whole weirdo woo. No, it's just an energy grid. I think in some ways that's where that term come, like the Akashic record. It's something going on that's keeping track of that. It's something going on that's keeping track of everything. It's keeping track, and some kind of way we can pipe into it. That's why we can feel things that ain't got nothing to do with it. It's bizarre. It fascinates me though. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with y'all. I love y'all. And I feel like I've said that a lot of times. I just wanted to share that with y'all. I love y'all. I do love y'all. And that's my hot button for whatever reason. So I had to get that out, put some on your mind. So after this live is over, if you got anything you can contribute to just maybe even enlighten me in some way about the topic, please do it. Don't share nothing dumb. Okay? Because if you share something dumb that's just totally ridiculous, you're going to be, first of all, you're going to be deleted, and I'm going to report your ass. How about that? Don't play, because I'll be sharing stuff and coming from a genuine place, either sometimes to be silly or just to be just forward in something I'm thinking about. So when this live is over, if you got something that you can honestly contribute that's about something, do that. And other than that, if you ain't got nothing good to say, don't say nothing at all. Okay? Ain't he talking? He ain't got nothing good to say, don't say nothing at all. So I appreciate that. I love y'all. And maybe hopefully this puts something on your mind too. And that's why you got to be careful. Damn. Yeah, it's called remote viewing. When you get time, check that out. It's some kind of phenomenon. It's called remote viewing. And the show that I had watched, it was called Third Eye Spies. That's what it was called. Third Eye Spies. Third eye, meaning your pineal gland, your third eye. Well, it was something going on with this show related to like military forces or CIA spies or some kind of weirdo thing where they could like tap into what's going on with other I don't know if it was other military spaces, countries, some weirdo thing. And this was back in the day, but I imagine that same principle, that same kind of, in a way, psychic ability, that skill set still exists. It might be unspoken under the radar as something that's looking like a woo thing, but that's a real damn tactic, okay? So look that up. Watch that. I think it's on YouTube. It's called Third Eye Spies. And it blew my damn mind because this lady, they had trained her up on the damn video itself to help her, to let her see that it was a real thing. And after she did like a little bit of training, she was able to, while she was in like this contained space, somebody who was a part of that experiment, this other lady had went out somewhere in the same city, but the city was foreign to both of them. She went outside the city, but like miles away, and she was some kind of way at some kind of carnival or some kind of weirdo thing. But the lady who was sheltered in place in the office, the remote viewing skill that they had taught her, picked up, she was able to like see that wherever that other lady had left and went to, she was able to see a Ferris wheel, a specific kind of fencing that was around the amusement park that she was at. She was able to call that shit out. And these people were like regular people. They want no psychic incline, nothing. So that even that right there let you know that some kind of way people are tapping in. It's collective consciousness, that terminology, the notion of that is real. So mind your thoughts, because if that is real, that means people people pick up on shit. That shit is real. They pick up on your thoughts, your intentions, and all that. So that's why they say you don't get away with shit. It spooks me in a way, like, damn. Because how does that dude uploading content that's talking about what I'm talking about? But I uploaded mine after him. And I didn't see his until a few damn hours ago. What in the hocus pocus? But either way, it's fascinating to me. So anyway, so hopefully if you're a weirdo, quirky, rabbit hole type, something I'm sharing is like something that you be thinking about, but you be in a closet about. You don't even want to talk about it. Man, if you don't get out that closet, you better go on and create you a paranormal channel or whatever your issue, your deal is. You better go on. So anyway, and I'm about to go. Okay, bye.